Bother being emotional. My ratings always seem to go down whenever my Oscar consideration syndrome kicks in. Heck, it's already happened 3 times already. You'd think I would have learned my lesson by now. So with that said, talk of the otter can go take a hike. Gatorade. So that means I can just kick back and watch whatever the hell I want, just in time for Christmas. The Christmas special is up there, right? The snowed in one? Who am I even talking to? Once upon an era, there was a little cartoon show named Mickey Mouse Works, which was okay. And a couple of years after it ended, the same creative team made another little cartoon show named House of Mouse, which was the exact same show. Except you have every Disney character imaginable just put in for really bad jokes. No one fails at timing like Gaston. Well, it lasted for 4 seasons, so that's cool. I mean, there's like 2 other direct-to-DVD movies attached as well, but movies. Yeah, right, that's a good one. And we're gonna talk about one of those direct-to-DVD movies today, entitled Mickey's House of Villains. Why? Because I said so, so shut up and watch. But first, picture this scenario. You're 10 years old, you see the trailer for an upcoming feature where all the Disney villains are to team up, wreak havoc against Mickey Mouse and all his friends. All the while some catchy tune plays over archived footage from previous songs and villains and but it's okay. I didn't see this movie until I was 17. You know, the perfect age to watch House of Mouse. And finally, after all that time, getting the anticipated hopes and dreams built up for nearly 10 years, it finally came to a complete and utter train wreck. Oops. I mean, sure, it starts off with the villains getting together at the clubhouse of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse for Halloween, and only 6 maximum, led by Jafar, are the ones who decide to revolt and hatch this evil plan that doesn't really need any reason for them to wait till midnight to kick things off, except for the reason for repeating shorts from the previous shows. Yes. You heard that right, folks. The main focus of this movie isn't even the villains, the same villains taking over the advertising for the movie, and instead they're replaying cartoons from both House of Mouse and Mickey Mouse Works. Also a couple of classic shorts to boot. No, it's not a dream, so I guess this thing is real. I guess the whole thing in my head that I anticipated all this time, that was the dream. Okay, let's just get one thing straight. The shorts aren't bad. They're entertaining, funny, and do fit into the whole Halloween theme pretty well. But when you have to pay $20 up front to see the likes of Captain Hook, Maleficent, Shere Khan, Gaston, Hades, Frollo, and a whole bunch of equally awesome Disney villains take on Mickey Mouse and friends, do you really want to see Goofy become a ghost and try to scare Donald Duck through hijinks? Maybe. It does sound funny, but not where you put it in an awesome plot where Disney villains are fighting against Mickey Mouse! And you want to know the funny thing about all this? About how this whole thing is laid out, this movie, if you will? it is 70 minutes, but only roughly 15 minutes is original, exclusive to this DVD. That's barely 20% new footage you're getting when you're paying plus $20. I mean, to be fair, I mean, you could say that's nearly the amount of time of an actual House of Mouse episode, but even then, that's not much of an accomplishment. And so much potential could have been realized in this thing. So, yeah, the villains took over the House of Mouse. What after that? I mean, really? What are the disagreements between the villains? They would play cruel pranks on each other and other things that might ignite some humor from this whole thing, as opposed to just being neutral and bland and not threatening. Oh, look out! Ursula might touch you with her tentacles! And nothing else! Ooh. Okay, so the execution for this movie is not only bad for how it portrays its story and its pacing, but for the suckers, I mean customers, to pay full price for this betrayal. That's the only term I have for this movie. A betrayal. I love the Disney villains. Everything about them. The big ones, the small ones, even the ones that aren't really villains when you think about it, but Wikipedia says that they are, so I guess I agree with that post that I didn't make. And from Mickey Mouse to put his cheerful mug alongside these legitimately threatening characters and say that you're getting a full-length feature presentation of this and nothing else. Who's the real villain here, Disney? Not me. I'm a good boy. You in your House of Villains. Yeah, and your Star Wars money and your Marvel money and your Heckle and Jekyll money. And now I can just see the rave of comments now saying, "Hey, Preschool guy, you forgot about the one genuinely good thing about this special. How dare you not bring it up sooner?" Well, you're right actually. I did forget to mention one thing about this movie, and that is the song number that is played here, entitled "It's Our House Now." This was the song that was played during the trailer. It was awesome then, and even in the movie with its cheap animation, it's awesome now. Sure, it's short and most of the lyrics are just puns on whenever villains would fit the context of the song, but it doesn't matter. Just see my dream of all the Disney villains together outside of a Kingdom Hearts game. It's still a treat, and the tune isn't a bad one either. I can guarantee you'll be humming this one to yourself long after this movie is over. Heck, this channel even has a parody of the song featuring One Piece characters for some odd reason. Doesn't need one anyway, that's how cool it is! In my opinion, and for a lot of other people too, It's Our House Now is the only piece of proof that Mickey's House of Villains was not a complete waste of time. And bugger it all, it's barely 2 minutes long. Whoa! Shut up! And you know what? That's better than nothing. Against everything that this movie is portraying against you. It's utter betrayal. At least it's nice to see that there's one genuinely good thing, original mind you, that I can take away from this. Yeah, I think that's about it. It was a little rant, but I'm glad I got that out of my system. So you know what? I think I'm good. You know what? In the theme of all that is Disney, I think I'm gonna play some Mickey's Wild Adventure. Oh, Mickey Mania for you, Genesis Gevens, and see how it holds up. They did it. They actually did it. I mean, it's under the old Disney name anyway, but it's true. It's Our House Now was just a tune loosely ripped off from one of the music that is playing on this PlayStation game released in 1995. Which means that Mickey's House of Villains isn't original all the way through, after all. Huh? What? Hey! What do you know? I guess I just had to let out all the hate. Which means Preschool Guy is back in full force. Nothing can stop me now. Not even the real villains. Like Disney. Merry Halloween from your local pharmacy! Huh? What? Hey! I wasn't supposed to have my glasses on! Shot ruined! Let's try that again.